My name is Michael Piper, but most just call me Mr. P. I'm a middle school teacher in a suburb of Vancouver, British Columbia. Within the walls of this very busy school, my class is doing something quite remarkable. We are building a reef. I first became interested in aquariums when I was 10 years old. My stepfather bought me a 100-gallon aquarium and built a metal stand for it. He really didn't seem to have much interest in it, but I guess he thought I might. Well, he was right. I was instantly obsessed. I started with 2 South American Oscars and went from there. Around the age of 26, I decided to try saltwater fish. In those days, the technology was not quite what it is today, nor did I have the money to invest in good equipment, so I just kept a few fish. I dabbled with a few corals and anemones, but nothing lasted very long, and it broke my heart when anything died. I always enjoyed having an aquarium in the classroom, as the soothing movements of the fish had a way with calming children down. The kids loved to feed the fish and care for the tank. After teaching in elementary for many years, I decided to try middle school, and of course, I brought my tank with me. One day I walked into the tech ed room and saw this, to me, a massive empty tank. I asked what the shop teacher was doing with it, and he let me know he didn't use it in years. Quickly my mind started racing, and I knew I wanted to do something with this tank. I dove headfirst into researching reef aquariums, and when the new year started, I had a plan to build a living, thriving reef in the classroom. This would become the best teaching tool I felt I could offer my students, and the build was on. With very little to no money available, I knew we had to build as much as possible by hand. I put a call out to the community for aquariums and supplies that could support our needs. Luckily, one came in that was just the perfect size for a sump. Another was perfect for a freshwater reservoir. The kids helped me build the sump, and we created a GoFundMe campaign to be able to purchase the heaters, lights, and skimmer. Before we knew it, we had what we needed to get started. The classroom reef has become many things for many students. For some, they love the science. When it's water testing day, they roll up their sleeves and become chemists. They get a sense that for the first time they're doing something truly useful. Imagine grade 6 kids monitoring the nitrate cycle and doing titration tests to measure calcium, alkalinity, and magnesium levels in order to support coral growth. Titrations aren't taught until grade 11 chemistry. They're constantly using measurement when adding anything to the water, from salt mix to carbon dosing, as well as monitoring temperature, salinity, and pH. For other students, the reef is just an escape. Sometimes, we can only imagine what their stresses are, how they experience their day. For many students, the reef takes them away from their sadness, frustration, and fear. The fish and corals bring beauty into their lives. For others, the reef is where connections happen, where kids can come together with like minds and enjoy each other's company. They get incredibly excited to research new corals and decide on new livestock for the ecosystems. It is the material that builds relationships between children who might not find a place of safety or understanding from their peers. The classroom reef has now been running for 2 years. We have expanded to 2 more systems. One is our anemone tank and the other is our salmon rearing tank that we've been operating with support from the Federal Fisheries Salmon Enhancement Program. We've also added a frag tank as we've begun growing enough corals that we can begin to sell some to our local marine aquarium supplier. In addition to a few corals, we've been producing a plethora of chaetomorph that we also sell back to the shop. The goal of this program is to make it as self-sufficient as possible, but it's very difficult to do this. I would guess that I've personally contributed around $5,000 in building this system up, and we've gotten around $3,000 through donations. I should also mention that our local aquarium shop was able to give us wholesale discounts on many of the materials and pieces of equipment that we have needed. We are a long way from where we ultimately want to be, but these kids have the passion to make it happen. If you're watching this video and would like to support our continued exploration into marine reef ecosystems and the importance of bringing this to the children we care for, please click on the link to our GoFundMe account at the end of this video. We also hope to continue adding more content about our tanks and program, so please give us a like and subscribe. Until next time, this is goodbye from the Classroom Reef.